So this will be my guide on how to get the fastest time on this event, Cube Cubic and Cubic, which is also called the Abbowser caster level 21. And my score was 135 in co-op and 157 solo. So when it comes to co-op, since you have 3 players, all 3 can be Jinchi. She literally has the best damage. So yeah, that's why I recommend her as the main cube. And as for all these buffs, it is of course recommended to have the best, and everything should be red. Just to have the most stats, since the red ones give the most buffs, and the rainbows one are great to clear, but not the best if you want the best time. And as for the modules, it's a bit difficult here, but usually I recommend have one person having Phoebe and Rochelle, since Rochelle can pull the small mobs with her Mind Stone or Tornado, and Phoebe just does damage around the Mind Stone. And she gives a bit of shield, which is irrelevant when it comes to damage. Yeah, and it really helps out clearing out small mobs. That's all I'm saying. And the second person, your second player, needs a... where's my shopkeeper? Needs a Changli buff, since she... where is it? Since she increases the attack by 15%. So it increases the attack of all nearby resonators in the team by 15% for 16 seconds. I don't know how to stack this up to 3 times, but at least we get the 15%. That's also an important one. And of course we need the shopkeeper one, which I don't know where I put her. There we go. Since this one buffs, this one gives, where is it? Crit damage for 30 seconds. And it heals, but which is irrelevant to be honest in co-op. These are the most important ones. As for the second and third player, for their second module, they can pick whatever. So we went with another Rochelle just to have another pulling Mind Stone, just in case. And then the other one had a Cartefia one. I hope I can find a Cartefia one. There we go. Since this helps us stun a little bit, yeah, since we have almost no healing. We do have Shopkeeper, but like we don't have, like we did not use a resonator that is based on HP, since we need the damage. Those are the buffs that we chose. And as for solo, where is it? Solo warrior ranking. So I can actually show here. I picked a Jinchi, Cartefia, and Shopkeeper. Now we go into why exactly now. Let's go into cube upgrade. Let's start with the support Shopkeeper. You know, since you are alone, you cannot have 3 DPSs on the field. And when you're alone, when you play solo, having one buffer, one sub DPS, and one main DPS cube helps a lot, to be honest. It's the best I found. And as for Shopkeeper, I picked Shopkeeper, and then I had this one as a module, the Changli one, which buffs attack. No, the buffs I usually just put on Shopkeeper, since she almost does no damage. And then I picked Brand, just in case I picked up his fruit to have an additional attack buff. And the rest just went into healing and energy regen, since Shopkeeper needs a bit of energy regen. And of course, the important thing is maximizing this skill duration and skill cooldown. And then as for my sub DPS, which was Cartefia, I went, since she's the sub DPS, I went with everything red. And as for the module, I went with Changli again, since I really don't know what to pick and I wanted to try if it stacks up 2 times at least. And then I picked Camellia, since she does some sort of lightning, like called lightning bolts, that attacks nearby enemies. Yeah, whatever. And of course, on her you also have to max this out to get the most benefits. And now as for Jinchi, it's literally the same build as the one in co-op I used. She's the one that pulls in with Rosha's module, and then Phoebe's module helps doing damage. Now the reason why I picked all these three is because Jinchi does the most damage, and then we have Katafia. Her off-field damage is the best, and her AoE, which really helps clearing out small enemies, which you might have missed out. And Shorekeeper just has the best buff, especially with this. It adds an additional 10% crit damage here. You can also go Rosha and have Rosha with, where is it? With Shorekeeper. I hope I have a Shorekeeper ready. Yes. And then here we can have a Zhangli one. Zhangli. I hope I can find Zhangli. There we go. That's Zhangli's one. Yes. This also works, but I tend to find that Jinchi's pulling is enough. And the reason why I didn't pick Rosha and another module on Jinchi is because like you tend to move around sometimes, and then it's just hard to keep track of the Mindstorm or the tornado, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Now as for the battle itself, let me show you what you actually have to know in here. So when you load in, your focus should be getting the fusion enemies. So this is not the fusion enemies, this should be Arrow if I'm not mistaken. Now the next one, this is the fusion one, these guys. And they are easy to kill. No, you can just, like, they are really easy to kill. But if you go to the dragon boss, yeah, I'm messing up a little bit, but whatever. Let me just go to the dragon boss really quick.
Cycle of corruption. Lend me your strength.
There we go. Kill the Inferno Rider really quick. Now, when it comes to this guy, Dragon of Dirge, he tends to spawn these mini worms, and they are really hard to kill if you actually do not hunt for them. So I recommend actually focusing on them first. But of course it's best if you can kill them, the worms, with the dragon together. That's all there is to it. The rest depends on your playstyle, and you just have to adapt. Now, when it comes to builds too, it is important to have enough crit rate. Since my Jinchi has 98% crit rate, I pick crit damage cube buffs. Let me show you really quick again. Cube upgrades. There we go. Attack, crit damage, attack, crit damage, attack, crit damage, attack, crit damage. And the same goes for Katafia. And since I picked Sanhua, though, she has lower crit rate. But since she's the sub DPS, I don't really mind her having 63. So that's my main reason. There we go. That's everything you literally need to know. The rest the rest is just positioning, trying out and adapting, and see how you can do better, to be honest. That's it. That's my guide, and hopefully it helped.